Hey, everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Real Estate Community Leaders. And this episode is going to be fire because I am here with somebody who is a man, a myth, a legend, somebody I've been wanting to meet for the past several years. And finally, it happened. I'm here with no other than the man himself, Erik Hatch from Hatch Coaching and your real estate company, which is brokered by Reals, correct?
That's right. Yeah, I run a real estate team in Fargo, North Dakota. Somebody has to live here, so I chose it to be me. I've been in real estate 15 years, running the team for the last decade. I was with an independent mom and pop brokerage, then with Keller Williams, got kicked out of Keller Williams. I'm not much of a bad boy, but I was back then, I guess. I went to a rebound girlfriend brokerage for a while. Then I started my own brokerage, Hatch Realty, in 2014. And then in 2021, I saw that the game in the industry is changing. So I joined with Real Brokerage about a year ago now. And it's just been such a fantastic ride, learning how to get better every step of the way.
Absolutely. And that's all we can do, right? Is improve every day and be the best version of ourselves. And that is all that we can really control. Everything else, the outcome will automatically happen as a result of the good work that we do and the progress that we do every single day on ourselves, on our business, etc. Right?
Yes, sir.
So I know that you guys, how big is Fargo? It's not that big of an area, is it?
No, so Fargo, the city itself is about 130,000 people. And then when you put in the other surrounding cities that are our sister cities, we end up serving 2 counties in full for about 250,000 people. And that is about 20% of our business is in Minnesota because we're right on the border here, and 80% of our business is in North Dakota.
Minnesota.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I love the way they talk. It's fun. So, but you guys also sell a lot. I mean, that to me is like the ideal market size, right? For me. I live in an area where we're about 120,000 our metro for the major city. If I go a half hour south or 20 minutes north, there's 2 other cities that are about 100,000 each. But
Sure.
I think that number right there is a magical number, and you can run an amazing business inside of there. And you're running an amazing team. How many people on your team, and how many transactions you guys pulling out?
So our team is about 50 people, and we represent 4 markets. So Fargo, North Dakota is our main hub. Grand Forks, North Dakota, which is 70 miles north. We have an expansion team in Detroit Lakes, Minnesota, which is an hour east. And then Bismarck, North Dakota, which is 200 miles west. Those are literally the only cities that are super close and have more than 10,000 people for population. So we've expanded to those areas. And our team of 50 last year, we sold 1,023 transactions, making us the number 35 team in the country according to Real Trends. So it's been pretty fun.
Well, you got to be up on the list on Reals too, on Real Brokerage's list.
Yeah, I believe we are the top producing team for Real in terms of transactions. When it comes to volume, it's really hard to compete against people in communities where their average sales price is double ours. So people in high price communities, they talk about their volume. People in low price communities, they talk about their transactions.
Yeah, that's exactly the way it goes. Right. If you're like in Newport Beach, California, you sell one house, it was like my yearly production.
Yeah. So, I have some coaching clients in California, 2 different parts, and average price point is $1.3 and $1.8 million. So I got to sell 6 houses to do that.
Right. Absolutely. That's funny. I got a partner down in Valdosta, Georgia. And, her average sale price is like 206, right? So when I tell her production to people, they're like, oh, that's not a lot. I'm like, her average sale price is 206. That's like 64 homes she's selling on her own. You know what I mean? So that's funny. Now you coach, you have a great coaching company and stuff like that. So you're doing more than an average agent or an average broker is going to do. You took the next level, an entrepreneurial level, if you would. So I want to ask you, as somebody that has reached these levels, that are going for these levels, how important is staying in touch with your sphere of influence?
So we call it PCSOI, past client and sphere of influence. And I think it's the most monetizing opportunity we have. It's the thing that is my favorite group of people to work with. We think that there's 4 different types of lead sources, 4 and only 4. The first is PCSOI, as you were alluding to, right? Past clients and sphere of influence. The second is low-hanging fruit. These are really expensive leads, right? So you're looking at Zillow, Realtor.com, HomeLight, these things that are cutting in, and a lot of people aren't profitable at all on those. They're just using them to chase transactions, but they're not actually adding anything to their bank account. The third are long-term nurtures. This is where a great ISA and a great system will really come into play. These are forced registration leads. These are farming, neighborhoods, that sort. And then the fourth is reputation. So those are things like online reviews and referrals and your YouTube page and your social media stuff in which people are garnering that. And that actually cycles back into your past clients and sphere of influence. And wouldn't you know it, Gary Keller, when he wrote the Millionaire Real Estate Agent book, he said that if you are working your sphere and your past clients really well, you should get 2 pieces of business from every 12 people in your database annually. These are people that are in your inner circle that you have done transactions with, that have a high level of trust for you. So that is a 16.67% success rate on that. Highest conversion rate of anything, anywhere, anytime, but it is a long-term play. It's not something that you can immediately jump in. And in fact, Johnny, I think one of the most dangerous things that happens is when somebody finally decides to pay attention to their past clients and their sphere. So I call you up and I say, Johnny, dude, it's been a while since we've talked. Let's go grab coffee. And we go and grab coffee. And I say, hey, I want to learn all about your business. How are things going? How's the wife? How's the kids? I'm going to ask all these questions. And then I'm going to say, hey, by the way, have you thought about buying any houses this year? Have you thought about selling your house? Or do you have any referrals for me, right? Or you do the old Keller Williams bold script of, hey, Johnny, it's Erik with Hatch Realty, Broker by Real. Listen, I'm in a competition right now, and my goal is to see who can get the most number of referrals by the end of the day. So who do you know that's looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate? And what we do in those conversations is we steamroll the people that we have a relationship with, and we transactionalize them. Mm-hmm. It is the biggest sin in this industry. Gary Keller's right. He said 2 in 12 people, one will give you a piece of business for themselves and one will refer you. He actually, in Millionaire Real Estate Agent 2, which has never been released, but I've seen some of the stats of it, he says it's 2 in 20 now. It's 10%. It's not 16.67%. I don't care what the percent is, Johnny. I know that that's still our greatest chance to win, and most people are doing it wrong.
I agree.
Transactionalizing the people that you care about. And this is a long-term play, and you shouldn't go to harvest right away with these people. You should instead continue to give value and show up for them and try to be remarkable. Think about that word, remarkable, one of my favorite words. Being remarkable means you live a life and you do things in such a way that people will remark about you. We may as well say it's referable. I'd much rather you attract a referral than ask for a referral. But that is a long-term play.
God, I just keep going, man. This is music to my ears, right? Yesterday I did a video, and it popped into my head while I was walking, and where a lot of great ideas come in. And I did a video, and I said there's really 2 types of leads. There's or lead generation types. There's reactionary, which you had mentioned, the portal leads, your nurture leads, those types of things. You're reacting, you're exchanging energy for a response or a result. And then there is residual leads, which is the PCSOI, which is, the strategy where the community's seeing you, the referrals, the long-term benefit. And I think a lot of people miss that residual aspect. We focus on video and video marketing, and not so much even ever talking about real estate. You just seeing me, right? I was your real estate agent. You just seeing me brings back those reticulators to say, hey, there's my guy. Take a look at him. He's showcasing all these different businesses. But you're 100% right. Most people either miss the boat, or when they're coming in, it's all about what can you do for me? Where relationships, and I believe under all is the relationship. Our job should be nurturing relationships, and the business will come from that. But you got to ask for the business sometimes. But I do believe that most people come in and they just steamroll their people. What are some things that you would suggest to help avoid that? Or, how does one stay in touch? I mean, custom appreciation events, all those things are great, but is there another way to do it that's not so tacky?
So you gave me a gift right there, talking about the 2 types of leads. I just wrote down reactive and proactive, right?
Yeah, that's good too.
Just a different articulation, but it clicked with me. I'd never heard it in that kind of sense before. And so I'm going to steal that and rip it off, but I'll give you credit, I promise.
That's, that's cool.
uh, I throw out a bunch of TikToks and reels and videos out there, and that seems like a really great one that I can help to share that message. So thank you for that gift.
Sure,
I
sure.
also think that incredible marketing doesn't say, look at me. Incredible marketing says, I see you. And it's different, right? Your past clients and sphere of influence, when you're producing pieces of content, oftentimes it says, look at me. And that has to be a part of the equation, right? You have to do things that draw attention to you, your social media, your video marketing, your posts, your interactions. Those are times to say, look at me, I'm here, I know what I'm talking about. But if you ever want to close somebody, you have to be able to say, I see you. So we have a 12-step process annually that we are living by. And of my business that we sold 1,023 homes last year, 60% of those were past clients in sphere of influence. 60%.
That's ridiculously awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. And we've now sold about 6,500 homes since I opened up Hatch Realty in 2014. And so we've gained some great momentum. And now we find ourselves in this place where we're saying, okay, I want to stop buying leads and I just want to start nurturing these. And so here's the 12-step program that we're using for people that already know, like, and trust us. This is not just for past clients, it's for sphere of influence as well. People that are thinking of us favorably. The first are tied to client events, and I believe you should do a minimum of 2 client events a year. Now, don't get me wrong, we do the largest Pie Day giveaway in the week of Thanksgiving in the country. We gave away 1,900 pies this last year, okay? To understand the orchestration of an event like that, we then in the week of Valentine's Day, we do a date night. So a large take and bake pizza, a 6-pack of beer, a 2-liter of soda, or a bottle of wine. We do that as well. Same orchestration. I think we gave away 1,800 date night packages. So those are families that we're connecting with. It takes a massive amount. And that's one of the types of client events that you can do is it's called what we call the hit and run, right? You're delivering an item of value, but here's the irony in all of this is we think that this item of value, turning on my fan, it gets hot in my office. We think that this item of value is us taking care of other people, but it's not. The beauty is in the connection before, during, and after. So there are 3 touches for each client event. And by the way, the first type of client event is the hit and run. The second type of client event, you're actually asking for people's time. You're either giving value or asking for time. That's what we traditionally decide. What are we doing? So we did an event called Hatch Fest a couple of weeks ago. We rented out a plaza in town and we had inflatable games and it was food trucks and all this thing. And so people came and gave us their time and we created a community. We had 1,000 people come to that event, right? Like, so we're doing these events in really large scale. And I will tell you, Johnny, large events are less effective than small events.
I agree.
So if you're listening to this, being like, I don't have 1,900 past clients, or I don't have all these other things. Cockamamie. Oh, I see your cat hanging out on your shoulder. It is asinine to think that a large client event is what you need to do. We just are so large that it's the best way for us to scale. But we're doing small little client events too. Regardless of how you do it, here is the 3 touches that are involved. And in fact, it's more than 3 touches. But in this 12-touch program throughout the year, for each client event, we do 2 client events and 3 touches for each. So that ends up being 6, right? Mm-hmm. Touch number 1 is the invite. The invite is going to actually take 3, 4, or 5 touches traditionally. Hey, Johnny, we're giving away some pies for Thanksgiving in a couple of weeks. What I'm going to do in this, though, is I can't just copy and paste a message. I can't just email blast you out. Irresponsible marketing, because these are people that know, like, and trust us. And the purpose of these client events is to make people feel seen, heard, valued, and cared for. Mm-hmm. And I don't remember the last time I got forwarded a message that made me feel seen, heard, valued, and cared for. And so the first couple of sentences will say, Johnny, dude, how's your cat? How's life in New Hampshire? By the way, and then I'm going to copy and paste. Right? Customize, then copy and paste. First is an invite, and you're actually going to have to invite about 4 weeks in advance, and then 3 weeks in advance, and then 2 weeks in advance, and then like a final call. So there's a text, there's an email, there's a phone call, there's a direct message on social media. You layer all those touches, and I'm counting that just as 1 touch. But you are not spamming these people. You're not putting them in a blind carbon copy. You are customizing it before you copy and paste. Now, the second is the reminder. Johnny, don't forget today at 3 to 5 p.m. we have our Hatch Fest event over at the Plaza, and we'd love to have you stop by. I know you love panini sandwiches, and this new panini food truck is going to be there. So I'm excited to break bread with you, right? Specific, customizing this reminder can be a text. It can be kind of copied and pasted, but ultimately you're letting that person know you're going to see them. Now, I'm not even counting seeing them as the third touch. It's an invite, it's remind, and then it's thank. Mm-hmm. The thank you is where most people don't do. This is where you drop off, but this is where your opportunity sits. Johnny, dude, how was Thanksgiving last week? I know you were in a rush to get out of town and you stopped by to get your pie. How's your wife? I'm calling you. I'm actually having the conversation because I maybe don't get enough FaceTime at the event. I'm showing up and I'm thanking you for your time. Even though I gave you an item of value, I'm thanking you for your time. And in that, here is your opportunity to transition. After we hear about that, I'll say, hey, Johnny, would you mind if I gave you a call next week? I want to talk business for just 2 minutes. Mm-hmm. I just need 2 minutes of your time. And now I've given you so much value, so many touches. I've given you stuff. I've given you gratitude. There's this rule of reciprocity that exists.
Sure.
Do you owe me something? No, but do you feel indebted to me? Probably a little bit, even though your time is more valuable than my $7 Costco pie. And so I'm going to call you up next week and I'm going to say, hey, Johnny, I know we were going to talk business for just 2 minutes. I say, I had something strange happen. I had a buddy of mine tell me that he gave me a referral and I was super excited, but my phone never rang. And I recognized that I've never taught the people that I really care about how to give me a referral if they believe that I am worthy of it.
Yeah.
And so here's my request for you is if you ever think I'm worthy of a referral and you know somebody that's interested in buying or selling, would you simply send a text message to me, include them and yourself, and make the introduction so I can take it from there? Because I want to make sure that I don't drop the ball on the people you really care about. Mm-hmm. And that's it. See, did I ask for the referral? No. Did I try to earn the referral? Yes. Did I put it in your hands to say, if you believe I'm worthy of a referral? Yes. I de-villainize the process and I earned the right to have that conversation instead of just steamrolling it. And so and that's not included in the 12 touches as well, right? There's the 3 touches: invite, remind, thank, invite, remind, thank. You do 2 client events a year at minimum: invite, remind, thank, invite, remind, thank. That's 6 touches. The next 2 are birthdays and house anniversaries. Okay. A birthday, if you want to blend in like everybody else, what you're going to do is you're going to post on somebody's Facebook wall. Hey, happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday, dude, happy birthday, HBD, happy birthday. And it's just, I have 5,000 air quote Facebook friends, and I get 300 to 500 people posting on my Facebook wall. I then get a couple of dozen people that'll send me direct messages and text messages. For handwritten cards and for phone calls, I get less than half a dozen. Mm-hmm. And I can tell you who it was. See, if you want to be remarkable, if I can tell you who it was, you can't do what everybody else is doing. You can't just post on somebody's wall, happy birthday. You call them, you connect with them, you bring value, you stand out. You do not have to be an amazing marketer. You just need to make people feel amazing. That's number 7. When it's house anniversaries, have a picture, tell a story, post on social media, call them, check in and see how things are going. That's 8 touches, okay? The last 4, I would schedule quarterly, and I would put this in your CRM. I would put it on your calendar to check in quarterly. If you miss it by a day or 2, you're the only person that knows. But here's the easiest way to break the cycle of I'm afraid to call my sphere. I don't know what to talk about. You call and you say this. Hey, Johnny, I was just thinking of you the other day. I recognize that you bet on me and my business, and I wouldn't be where I am without you. And I just want to say thanks.
Yeah, man.
That's it. Gratitude. Gratitude is the most powerful emotion that we have. And just call and thank somebody.
Gratitude wins all. Yeah.
It sure does. I mean, you can do 4 gratitude things a year, but I love social media. Social media gives me a peek into somebody's world and what's going on in it. And so I can show up in social media and I can see that your kid was sick, or that you just went on vacation, or that you just got a promotion. And I'm going to pick up the phone, or I'm going to do a pop by. You want to win somebody over, do a pop by. Hey, I was driving through the neighborhood. I was driving past your office. I saw this. I was thinking of you. I just wanted to say, hey, Bring a box of donuts to somebody and say, congratulations. And they say, why are you congratulating me? And you say, well, home values have gone up 30% in the last 2 years, and you just made a ton of money. I just wanted to say congratulations.
Amen.
Never sell. Always show gratitude and gratefulness and positivity, and watch 60% of your business of 1,023 transactions come from relationships. It is the best return on investment you'll ever have.
Absolutely. And I think people are scared might not be the word that is the right word. I think there's probably a percentage that might be scared. Ignorant is probably the other word. They just don't know, or they don't know how to do it or put the systems in place and everything else like that. But by far, it is the most powerful relationships. Under all is the relationship. Our sales do not happen without a relationship. And that relationship is either from people that we know. At some point, you didn't know anybody that you know now, right? You had to meet them, and then you nurtured the relationship from there. And it's the same thing, whether you get the lead from a portal, whether you get the lead and you've nurtured it through an inquiry, whether you're introduced to somebody in network, it's all about showing value. And the secret, I think, is always making it about them. And when you can make it about them, they want more of you, right? It's just really
Guess what
weird.
My favorite topic is, Johnny?
Yeah.
Me. Everybody's favorite topic is themselves,
Yeah.
right? If you speak positively about them and to them and celebrate them and hype them up. I have a buddy in town. His name's Greg. Greg has introduced me to more people of influence, not because of power and position, but people who at that moment in time, he's like, hey, you're struggling with this. This is a great person to talk to. He has played matchmaker for me. And you want to talk about him capturing mind share. My gratitude for him is through the roof, because he has simply spoken to my heart and spoken to saying, I'm customizing this. If you're taking notes, gang, there's two things I want you to write down. Number one is customization is king when it comes to your past clients and sphere of influence. Number two, so first, customization is king. Number two, you cannot transactionalize your PCSOI. And when I say transactionalize, it means that you are automating a lot of drips and touches on them. You can layer that in, yes, but if that's your only communication, I want you to put yourself in their shoes for just a moment. Man, we worked with Johnny for 4 months, blood, sweat, and tears to buy and sell. He got $25,000 in commission from us. He walked through all these emotional things. I feel really connected to Johnny. And what do they get for the next 12 months? They get a magnet to put on their fridge, and they get a cheesy Christmas card, and then they get an automated email every quarter.
Email newsletter, right? And who knows if that's even ended up in their inbox or even their promotion box, right?
This is a one-on-one game. This is we try to figure out how do we scale this. You can build in those extra touches, but you have to carve out the time to make those people feel exceptional.
Yeah. I talked about this a couple of weeks ago, that real estate agents and, they're all right here, right now, who can I serve right now? And part of that is they're in survival mode, right? Because we do have a no safety net, and it's a high failure rate, right? But they're working right here, right now. Who can I help right now? We're building the relationships and doing everything you're talking about is maybe not right now. There's some right now in there, but the amount of business that will come over the next 2 years as a result of these relationship building and these follow up and authenticity, right? You're being authentic, man. Be authentic. I think that's the most important part too, is be authentic. Don't try to be something that you're not. Be who you are, like who you are, and connect with people that you like and you want to work with. There's more business over the next couple of years that will ever come than looking for right now. Right now might get you 24 deals a year. When you're conscious and you're focusing on other people, it'll get you 100, right? That's just my look at it. Make it about other people, build those relationships. One thing that I used to do when I was in production was, and it was great because you were able to set this up. A lot of what you talked about, is the subliminal planting, right? We're planting seeds and, hey, this is what's going to happen. Hey, I'm going to call you. Hey, I'm going to follow you up. I would do the same thing. I had one of these big old commercial grills, right? And when we're going through the walkthrough, and when they like the home, it'd be like, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna do a housewarming barbecue for you.
Yeah.
We're gonna put the grill right over there, and then because what happens is now I get to meet their friends and their family who they've been talking about the process, probably talking about me. Oh, my realtor's great, or my realtor isn't, right? And now all of a sudden I get to meet their friends and family. I'm shaking their hands. I stopped doing the barbecue and just started to have this barbecue company bring this stuff, and it was so much easier. But I'm able to meet their friends, talk to their friends and everything else like that, and look like a hero in their eyes. I can't tell you the amount of referrals that I got off the top of my head, but it was a lot. I taught this to somebody when I was training at a market center, and he did 13 barbecues and did over 100,000 that year directly from the referrals that he received, 100,000 gross commission income directly from the referrals. And you know what he did? Flip some burgers and drank some beers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
more to it than that, but you know.
So the pursuance that you're talking about here is the pursuance of mind share.
Yeah.
Mind share will lead to market share. If people think, oh man, Johnny's a good dude, he made me feel great, he took care of me, he actually went above and beyond, and he exceeded my expectations. If you want to win with your clients, and especially with your past clients in sphere of influence, you have to understand what their expectation is, and you have to live above it. You cannot and should not live underneath. And automation is having you live underneath. Not following up is having you live underneath. You going above and beyond to celebrate them and to consistently invest in their life, introduce them to other people, cheer them on, become an ally for them. Don't expect them to be your cheerleader. You need to be theirs.
Yeah, I love that. Absolutely. How important do you think video and social media is? Because listen, anybody can shoot a video and anybody can use social media, right? So they're readily available and free. But how important is social media and video to stay top of mind with your past clients? Is there anything special that you would do there?
So it is one of the only it is one of the best vehicles. It is not the only vehicle though.
Mm-hmm.
So my partner Robbie T and I, we just wrote a book. This is my only copy because I'm waiting for the rest of it to print. It's called The Perfect Real Estate Agent Blueprint. And so we have an actual guide of walking people through how to be great at real estate, how to get your life back, how to capitalize on great relationships, how to make a plethora of money, how to give people the biggest wins possible. We're really proud of this book, and we think it's going to help impact this industry in a positive way. And one of the things we have on there is this connection spectrum, right? At one end, you have advertising, like generic advertising, billboards, radio, all that sort. And on the other end, what we have is we have one-on-ones, right? One-on-ones are the most powerful. General advertising is the least powerful. Within there, you have email and social media and video marketing and all these other things that are on this spectrum. We have 10 different things. I would put social media and video marketing directly to people. I'd put that as way closer to the one-on-ones than I would the advertising. Because what happens in that is they're feeling like they're still in relationship with you, right? Mm-hmm. You're creating this persona of who you are. That's why I think it's actually important to be more vulnerable and to talk about a lot of your flaws and insecurities than it is just to talk about how great you are in this Instagram buttoned up.
100%.
My sour attracts more than my sweet when I post on my own personal page.
I see that too myself. It's crazy.
Yep. And so our ability to compound those stories and our ability to have people feel like they're in a relationship with us is so huge. I can point to some coaching clients that I have that are using YouTube and using video on a really high level. Mm-hmm. And to the tune of them making an extra $250,000 gross annually from just investing their time into being consistent on that. Yeah. I'm posting right now about 100 times a week on social media.
Wow, that's crazy.
And so here are the mediums that I'm using. I'm taking one video, I'm doing 60-second shorts, and I'm posting twice a day. That goes on TikTok. Then it shows up, and then we post on our business page for Facebook. We post on Instagram stories. We post on Instagram Reels. We post on our Instagram feed. And then we also are posting on YouTube Shorts. And I'll get 8 views, 12 views, 20 views, then I'll get 1,200 views out of nowhere. And it's all about so much content all the time. Miles Montplaisir, who's known as the You Betcha guy, he's from Fargo, an awesome influencer on social media, hilarious videos. Miles said to me, because he's a buddy of mine, he said, Erik, most people want to put out 2 10s. They want perfection and they want to put it out a couple of times and wait until it's right. He's like, it's far better to do 10 6s than it is 2 10s.
I agree.
And so it's all about quantity. I mean, don't have it be absolute horse trash, right? Don't have it be absolute garbage. But it's about quantity rather than getting something perfect, because people will value the authentic nature rather than the buttoned up delivery.
Yeah. And listen, man, Howard Schultz, right? The CEO, original CEO, I believe, of Starbucks said, we launch at 80%, right? We'll figure the other 20% out.
Yeah.
I believe the same thing. More, imperfect action is better than perfect inaction any day of the week. And Gary Vaynerchuk even says, listen, post the same thing a week later. Yep. Because 80% of your audience ain't even seen it the first time. Mm-hmm. And the way the algorithms work, that's absolutely right. It's going to test it out to 25. If it gets some engagement, it goes to another 25, right? For me, I approach social media differently. I look at it as the greatest networking opportunity in the world, because you can reach an infinite amount of people, basically. And I use video for networking and on social media.
Right.
I call it sphere hacking. If I can get Erik Hatch's audience to see me, then I have just reached your sphere of influence, your first level, my second level. Yes, that opens me up to a whole bunch of other people. Now, if one of those people share me to their audience, that gets me to a third level, which is even more people, right? And so that's what I think where some people miss social media. Some people just post for the sake of they have to post. Some people sign up for a service, a templated service that's going to post the same thing for you that they did 150,000 other agents. Where if you could do what you just talked about, take a little bit of time, make a reels. It only takes a minute. Even if you get an app and put the words to it, right, the captions to it, that takes another 5 minutes. Listen, I struggle with it too, right? Preaching from the choir here, but putting out consistent content that's authentic. Yes, that people engage with, because that's the goal, is engagement, right? Is engagement. We want people to like it. We want people to share. We want people to comment, right? That way we can go back and comment. Some people don't go back and like or comment when people comment, right? They don't reply to the comments. I think putting out consistent content everywhere, we have to be omnipresent. I think putting out consistent content everywhere, because right here, 70% of the world is right on this thing every single day. People watch an average of 19 hours of online video per week, right? That means they're online or they're on a platform somewhere. Are you, right? That's the question. Are you? Yeah. So, man, I could talk about this stuff all day, Erik, with you. I mean, you are a smart dude. You have a coaching company, which means you help other people achieve this success. Tell me about the coaching company a little bit, and how do people find it?
So hatchcoaching.com, I put my name on everything, so it's easy to remember. Hatchcoaching.com is where you can go and see all the stuff we're doing. We really have 3 main elements of our business. The first is we have coaching. We have group coaching. We have one-on-one coaching. And so all that is available. Of course, those come at a cost. By the way, we give away almost all our content for free. Check out our hatchcoaching.com, and also check out Hatch Coaching on YouTube. We give away almost all of it for free. The second element of our business is my partner Robbie has built some really great messaging and systems platforms that bolt onto CRM. So we bolt on to Chime, Follow Up Boss, but our baby is Sierra, where we really bolt on well, and then also Ylopo. And so within there, you can get essentially to put all of your lead follow-up on autopilot. And so we have that ability right there. And we have hundreds and hundreds of users that are using this to help increase their lead conversion game. It's really fun. The third element of our business is masterminds and events. And so we have things that we're doing all the time, from online events. We have one coming up in a couple of weeks that's all about standard operating procedures. You can see that on our website. We have a big event that we do in Fargo in September with 350 to 400 people. We have masterminds for people that are doing at least 100 transactions a year or 1 million in GCI or more. And so we're carving and curating out really great spaces for people to build community. And our main goal, if you can, let me move my head the other way. There it is. I'm so backwards. Is to redefine how people treat people. We think that this is a game in which we need to treat people better than this industry has taught us how to treat people.
Amen, man. Because if we look at the reputation scale of real estate agents, we're between like lawyers and used car salesmen. Not everybody.
Yeah. If we're
that,
that.
But you know, if we can elevate the game, and not everybody will, and not everybody succeeds, and that's just the way that it is. But for the group that does that, I think there is a profound paradigm shift for your business.
Yeah,
I
buddy.
really do. Cool, man. Well, hey, listen, I appreciate you taking the time to share your knowledge and talk on this podcast and this episode. And go to hatchcoaching.com. If you're looking for an agent in Fargo or Bismarck, or I don't remember the other places that you said.
Grand Forks and Detroit Lakes. Yes, sir.
All right. Grand Forks and the Greater Lakes. How do they get? Is it Hatch?
Just go to hatchrealty.com. Again, my name's on everything. So
hatchrealty.com
or hatchcoaching.com.
All right. That is awesome. And guys, if you want a group to follow that talks about this stuff, and that's all we talk about is, you know, networking and video and these types of things in social media, using Google and YouTube, go to the Community Leaders group on Facebook, the Real Estate Community Leaders. Just go to facebook.com/group/community leaders, and you will find us. So I appreciate you, Erik, and everybody. Listen, if you need some help with your video, if you need some help with any of your social media, take a look at Explore My Town. We help you in many different ways, either through training on video and social, all the way up to editing, and then the done for you service. Erik, it's been an absolute pleasure.